Hello there. On the last video, we learned about recursion, which is a very interesting topic. But let's be honest, if you had to write recursive functions every single time you wanted to do a loop in Elixir, that's simply not practical. Does Elixir have something similar as a map or filter or reduce from JavaScript? And yes, we do. On JavaScript, you can do the following. You can have a variable that is an array, and then you grab your variable dot, and then map or filter or reduce. We have many helper functions to deal with arrays. Now on Elixir, since every function comes from a module, we're going to use a module called Enum. Now Enum deals with enumerables, and in Elixir, we have many types of enumerables, but the most common ones are lists and maps. And we have an example of a list of maps here. So let's try to write a couple of loops using the Enum module on our games module here. So we're going to start off by doing the following. What if we want to filter the games that are not in stock or that are too expensive? Let's do that. I'm going to create a new function called, I'm going to say filter games. It is going to receive a game list. Okay, now let's use the Enum module. And as you can see, we have Enum.map, we have Enum.filter, Enum.reduce, just like on JavaScript. We're going to type Enum.filter, okay? And as you can see, the first argument is the enumerable. On our case, is the game list. And the second argument, as you can see here, is a fun, which is a function, right? And you can think of this function exactly like a callback function from JavaScript. So here, on Elixir, we pass the data structure as the first argument, but the second argument is a callback function, which runs on every single item from that list. And then another thing that we're going to learn today is, actually we're going to have a separate video for this, but I'm going to have to introduce before that video, which is anonymous functions. We can write a shorthand form of a function in Elixir using anonymous functions, and we can do it this way. Follow me on this one, and I'm going to explain more on a separate video. You're going to type fn followed by whatever variable you have. Here we have a game, and then you're going to type an arrow followed by whatever condition you want to filter, followed by end, okay? So here's what we have. We have a list of maps, right? Every single item from that list is a map that we called game. And then on that map, we have the following fields: in stock and price. So what I'm going to do is write game.instock, right? If the game is in stock and the game.price is below or equal to 50, this is what we want, okay? We want to filter anything that is either out of stock or is too expensive. So let's see if this works. Go back to the terminal. We're going to have the games variable once again, which comes from games.getAll. All right. Now, if I do games.filter games, we should get, let's check it out. We now have The Witcher 3 and God of War. Both of them are in stock, and the price is indeed equal or less than 50. Now, if I do a slight change here, like I'm going to say that The Witcher 3, it's cheap, but it's out of stock, because I want to check if my function is working properly. Let me recompile. I'm gonna say once again, games equal games dot get all, okay? And now I'm gonna call games dot filter games with the games, and there you go. Now we just have a list of one game, which is God of War. God of War is the only game that is in stock and the price is equal or less than 50. And that's just one example of the filter function. What if we just want to, I don't know, map over the game list? Is it similar to the filter? Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Let's create a separate function here. Now, what we want to do is we want to grab a game list, right? We want to loop over each item, but now I want to do a map instead of a filter. And then let's say that I want to print something on the screen. So I'm gonna say print. That's the name of the function. We're calling Enum.map. This is a list. On every single iteration, we're grabbing the game. And what I want to do is, let me remove, I'm gonna say something like game.name is, yeah, this is going to be a little bit verbose if I add an inline if else, but we can do that just to demonstrate the end result. So I'm gonna say if game.in stock do, I'm going to return in stock. But if it's not in stock, then I'm gonna do an else, and I'm going to return not available. Now I'm gonna add a sad face here. Sad. All right. Now, so we have the game.name is in stock or not available, and I also want to show the price. So I'm gonna add this at the end, not available. Whoops, not here. Comma, price is game.price. I'm gonna add a $sign here. All right, let me see if this works. It's not the most beautiful function. Like, I would like to break this down into other smaller functions, but we can do this on a future video. Let's just see if this works. I'm gonna recompile once again. I'm gonna type games equal games dot get all. Right, now I'm gonna call games dot print on the games. Let's see if it works. Cyberpunk is in stock and the price is $60. The Witcher 3 is not available and the price is $30. God of War is in stock, price $50. And there you go. This is an example of using the Enum module to loop through a list. Now, as a final example, I'm just gonna run an enum to loop through a map on the terminal because it is a bit more complex. So let's assume that we have a game here. Game is equal to games.get. All right. What if I want to iterate over each key value pair from the map? Can we do that? Yes, we can. So actually, I think I'm going to create another function from this, right? So I'm going to go back and then I'm going to rename this function to print list. Okay, so I can call this print if we are using a list. And then I'm going to call another function just called print, which instead of a list, we're going to get the game directly. Okay, do. And what is the difference between looping through a list and looping through a map? Let's write enum.map. We're looping through the game, which is a map. And here is the difference. We're going to type fn and our variable, which is like the key value pairs. I'm gonna write this for now, followed by an arrow, our condition here, followed by an end. Now, on the key value pairs, you can do pattern matching, and you're gonna get a tuple where the first item is the key and the last item is the value. So we can type the following: key value. This way we're doing pattern matching, and we are assigning the key to the key variable and then assigning the value to the value variable, okay? And then our condition here is, I think we just want to do an io.puts for now. io.puts, let's see if it works. I'm just gonna say, let's open the string. I'm gonna say key followed by the value. Let's see if it works. Now, let me go back. I'm gonna run recompile. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit so you can see the function that we just wrote. Now, I'm gonna say game equals games.get. We have Diablo 4, right? Now I want to do a games.print on the game map. Let's see if it works. Okay. This is what we got back. We were doing an io.puts where we got name, Diablo 4, in stock, false, price 20. And actually, I think we can refactor this function to use each instead of map. Because on map, as a result, we get a list back. And here we get a list of like the status of the function call, which was successful. So if I convert this to each, because I just want to print on the terminal. Once again, I'm gonna type recompile, game equal games.get, and then I'm gonna say games.print game. All right. Now we successfully printed the key value pair from the map. We have the key, and then I keep forgetting like the name of this in English, these double dots, okay? Followed by Diablo 4, in stock, false, price, and then at the end we get like a status of the overall operation, which was successful. And that's it. The main difference between looping through a list and a map is that you can do pattern matching on the map to grab the key and the value. And you can do Enum.each, Enum.map, Enum.filter, and it's very similar to JavaScript. The main difference is that on JavaScript, you type the name of the variable .map, and then on Elixir, you type Enum.filter, and then you pass the variable as the first argument, and then the callback as the second argument. That's the only difference, right? That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time.